Alrighty, let's pull up Snap here. Beautiful. Alright, I'm gonna have to figure that out later. I won't bore you trying to figure that out. But Snapchat, as predicted, earnings beat. Research confirmed it. My research was actually only 7% off in terms of growth rate, which is pretty good. It's very tough to get an accurate number just because of global scale. So directionally, the takeaway in that report that I put together was that the rate of increase and influx of ad dollars into the Snapchat ecosystem was picking up, and surely enough, that's what we saw. So, yeah, let's see what we can potentially get tomorrow here. I mean, it would be really nice if we can get that bounce up to 64. I assume that we're going to see a ton of upgrades based upon that print. That was exceptionally strong. Finally got a third screen too. I don't know why I waited so long. Makes it so much easier. But yeah, I mean, hell of a print here. 66% year-over-year revenue growth quarter Q1 over Q1. That is a pretty big feat. So I'm curious to see what the comp hurdle is in Q2. I forget if it was accelerating or decelerating, because I know some advertisers pause spend in Q2. So I'm curious to see if there is a step function up or down. Let's see here. Well, I can just look at their would they guide for Q2? Anyone know? I'll just look it up here. Q2. It's not there. Maybe it's here. Oh, here it is. ETHE. So 830 divided by 4.5. Jesus Christ. 83%. That's crazy. But yeah, okay, that makes sense then. That's a reflection of ad dollars being paused in Q2 20. If I pull up revenue for Q2 20 here. So to be honest, I think Q1 for all of these social pubs is going to be a beat, just based upon what I'm hearing in the market. Facebook strong still from Q4, elevated levels. I speak to some of their largest partners. No real issues there, but it's the forward-looking guidance that could potentially hurt them here. So, I'm not really sure what's going on there, why it's lagging. But I can just look here. North America, 3. Okay. Yeah, see, there's that slight drop-off there, and then that's where they run into some hurdles. So, I don't know what I'd do with Snap on that next print. You probably want to shed some just based upon that hurdle there, because this should run for the next few days and months here. It's a very strong statement with what they put out today. So beautiful. Pinterest, I have a big position here. So just like Snapchat, a lot of positivity here. Let me just clean this up. Trying to figure out all these support levels. Alrighty, so Pinterest here. Caught by just downgrades from terrible analysts, in my opinion. Pinterest is likely, see where the next resistance kind of right here. That's 76. A little bit more right here, right there. That's pretty much the main. That's the main short-term resistance right there. So I would think that this is going to get the sympathy bounce that off of, yeah, see, okay. You're already getting it here. I didn't even realize. So this should definitely break through this next resistance line tomorrow. So this one right here. And then once it gets above that, it's going to, this is potentially what it could make up during ER. So really like this setup here, and you can see the short-term resistance is right there. So if it can break through this tomorrow, which it should be able to, then we're gonna really get a nice technical setup for earnings. That's what you love to see. Yeah, I'll go to BTC next. Bitcoin breaking down. So it's approaching some support down here on the daily. You can see that thin blue line. And it bounced off of that, which is good. Is this a double bottom right here? Looks very close. It is. That's, I guess, half decent. It still looks exceptionally weak here, and just kind of headlines in the market around Bitcoin not too positive right now. So it does have a lot of room to make up to turn. So, I mean, just looking at this, my thinking is that it may, this kind of 45 to 44 or 5 level in here is probably where it's going to come down to. Just looking at what it's done over the past few trading days. That CNBC article, complete bullshit, but that definitely did not help. And if you look at the market caps of these other alternative coins, they're all picking up. So that's unfortunately hurting Bitcoin as well. I posted this in the chat probably a month ago saying this chart looked better than Bitcoin, and surely enough, it's holding true. This got hit on that headline, but tomorrow, let's see if it can break out. After hours, ETH looks pretty good. ETH, USD. Holding up on the short-term support line here. So hopefully it can get up to this higher resistance. Bitcoin had the same thing where it couldn't get up here, so I don't want to jinx this, but that's the kind of next resistance line there. Tesla. What I'm going to do is go through some of the upcoming earnings after this and just kind of give opinions on some of these fundamentally. We can pull up the charts too, although don't trade earnings on charts. Never trade earnings on charts. They're not going to do anything for you. They'll tell you like entries and exits if the print goes your way, but don't buy into earnings saying, hey, the chart shows a 15% upside to tag resistance. Yeah, that's not. That's unfortunately not how it works. So if you're a trader, never trade earnings. You can gamble. You can gamble on earnings, but that's why fundamentals are important here. So Tesla. You can see this blue resistance line is still where it's seeing a lot of rejection. And there's a ton of negative headlines for some reason. They're after Elon. They're after Elon. So we're not getting this. That capital gain stuff is not going to help the market here. So I would say I'm pulling up NASDAQ real quick on my other screen. Just want to see what it's doing after hours. It's green. It's green, but that doesn't mean much here. So short term, it needs to hold right where it's at. Call it the 700 mark, but there's probably a higher likelihood that actually test this support once more before breaking out. When is earnings? That's actually important. When's earnings? Okay. Yeah, so I mean, it's an exceptionally tough call to say what it's going to do here in the next, tomorrow actually. What's this one doing? Oh, yeah, look at these. A lot of these setups just got rejected after that goddamn capital gains thing came out. They just got rejected at the resistance levels. RIOT, I like these Bitcoin ones, I don't even look at the individual charts because you just got to look at the underlying asset. So, yeah, RIOT here can come all the way down to this support line right here. Get it to, there you go. So there's still another $3 down on RIOT. So, got to wait. It broke out of... use this right here kind of as the support. So another few dollars down on RIOT, and the underlying asset here, Bitcoin, is not looking great. If you go on the hourly, this is kind of like the reverse chair pattern here, where you get the leg down consolidation across. You have kind of this leg down. You got this across, and now you're going to get this next leg down, unfortunately. So I'm almost positive that we're going to see 45,000 on Bitcoin here. Call it 42 to 45. SPY. So this doesn't have to happen right away. Let's see here. I really just don't know how the market's going to process this this news here. So very tough call. But you can see there's definitely risk down here to low 405 range. It is in this overbought position. I said it was going to go up to 420 here. I think mid last year. And we're up in this 420 range. I do think that by year end we could probably see this up by 480. But that's going to require one more pretty substantial pullback. So higher high, substantial pullback, but it's higher than the last low. So it's the natural course. Pay safe. Unfortunately, it's breaking down right there. Now it's on this resistance. Qualtrics, beautiful, by the way. This one could squeeze here, given where it closed. And we got green. It held support. Looks pretty promising. We'll see on Qualtrics tomorrow. But back to PaySafe. I didn't mean to go off of that. So this is just a fundamental buy here. You can't really use the chart to tell you too much just because it's so new. And like I said, there's a lot of risk in newer assets. The reason why I like this is that the valuation isn't too insane. Well, I'm just judging it off market cap, but it's a relatively small market cap. I can look up the multiple here. So on an EVS multiple, Western Union's not a good comp. You can see it's actually trading in line on a I definitely can. I'm gonna probably do that this weekend because I'm trying to find some myself of just undervalued, just fundamentally strong assets. Like a live ramp is a perfect example there. Mid cap destroyed with downgrades and a lot of momentum stripped out, but fundamentally pretty damn strong. So you can see PaySafe trading at a premium on a EBITDA basis here, kind of in line on an EVS. So I guess it's pretty fairly priced here, but looking for this to break out at least and get that pop up to 14 would be nice, and then we'll see where the market stands. But tough call in terms of direction given what we saw at end of day today. Coin, that's going to be another one that's just very, very tough. Yeah. See, this is where I can show you like 9 million of these that are all the same. Say that and then I can't remember one of them. What is that? Oh, there we go. So Poshmark, perfect example. Same thing, just out of the gate when there's no fundamental pattern, or when there's no history of technical pattern, it's almost impossible for people to trade these things. So going back to coin, now we have some market weakness here. We have crypto weakness on Bitcoin. Very tough to say where this is going to go. You can probably use this as a channel right there. So you could probably see, if you use that as a channel, you're definitely going to see a drop down here, at least $25 on coin. Unfortunately, let me just go on more smaller time frames. So I have more. Yeah, I mean, it still looks like it's gonna come down here, although it is trying to trade sideways there. So that's kind of the channel that it's in. But as we've seen over the last few months, can't really trust these green days to hold, unfortunately. So still kind of on resistance, not breaking out. There is risk down low here. Call it low 260s. So just need to be careful here, especially with Bitcoin breaking down. ZNGA, I continue to like. Their acquisition strategy is something to be admired. I'm not sure if this was true or not, but I heard that they're trying to build out their own ad tech stack and literally cut out all third parties. That's going to be in reaction to upcoming iOS 14 changes that negatively impacts all mobile publishers, the scaled publishers like ZNGA that have the Candy Crushes of the world that have been operating for almost a decade. And Candy Crush, a decade later, is still tracking every other month to be its highest grossing month, which is just crazy if you think about it. So I don't know who's playing Candy Crush out there, but they are driving the numbers through the roof still. And essentially what you do in mobile gaming is, hey, it's so tough to create a hit game. So what ZNGA does is they acquire titles that have huge customer LTV, lifetime value. So a Candy Crush, they acquire it at stage 3 year 3 after proven revenues, and then they see the revenue tail for an additional 7 years, and they continue to monetize it for that 7-year period and beyond. So essentially, I mean, they didn't acquire Candy Crush, but it's that model. Looking for similar games that have that long tail. And it's done exceptionally well for them in terms of just generating cash flow. So I still think that we're going to get up here for this retest by end of year on ZNGA. Hopefully iOS 14 just screws all these other games, and then this this truly pops here. Let's see. I just want to see where the sell side stands on this. Rocket, yeah, we'll go to that next. That's definitely setting up. Alright, so, yeah, I like ZNGA a lot. Short story. Long story short. Jesus, my brain is breaking here. Long day. Rocket. What I'd say is the fundamentals are still exceptionally strong here, and it's coming up into earnings. If I was a gambling man, I would say they are going to beat just continued strength within the resi home market. Curious to see where the sell side stands here. Yeah. Alright, I don't agree with that. Mortgage originations, I mean, interest rates barely went up here, still exceptionally low. Two, they're not going to, I mean, they're not going to have much visibility in terms of forward-looking originations. Yeah, I mean, I don't buy that downgrade at all. But yeah, I mean, I'd be a buyer here playing ER. I can post a few chart reports within the chat as well as some of my own research. IFS. Sorry, I didn't see that. Yeah, WOOF taken off with that. This is another one fairly new. Okay, not fairly new, but you can see the resistance is right there, and it's struggling to get above it. So you got to be careful. See, it's rejected and rejected pretty hard. So there's a lot of risk down here. There's not a whole lot of support. You can see what happened here. Rejected and just went straight down. Not sure what this company does, but there's not a lot of support. There's a lot of just momentum up and down here. So this would not surprise me if it comes all the way down there. Let me look at a different time frame just to see if there's, yeah, no, there's, that does not look too promising. So I would be careful there. WOOF turning on, yeah, I was looking at this today. It's like, this is what I was saying, that news knocked a lot of these that were on this kind of key breakout level. And you can see it already, if you can't. There you go, it's almost perfect. Double bottom there. So looking for this to really break out and get that full retest. Let's see what PETQ did. Look at that, Jesus Christ. I'm a dumbass. I am a dumbass. I sold it the day before it popped. I don't know why. I should have stuck to my thesis. Congrats if you followed what I was saying, because it's proven to come true. I knew this was going to happen. Oh, man, that hurts. Now you can see. You got the breakouts. You're going to get this retest up here. You got to be careful at 44.5 on PETQ. But it should run up to 50 potentially on momentum. And that's kind of that, sorry, 48. That's that full chair pattern there. Yeah. Hey, I mean, I posted it down here at 33, so did say it was a good position. Appian. Alright, so yeah, just waiting for this to turn. Turn here above this. Apps. So another one, it was looking good in the morning and then everything kind of turned to shit. And this one moves fast in both directions, unfortunately. So I might just sell this for like a minus 4% loss here tomorrow, just if the market turns to show some red in the pre. But you can see how tight, why it was interesting right here. You can see how it trades in this channel so nicely. Sorry, just had a misclick there. The only thing that I am concerned about here is so this is what might happen here. So you can see on this last one, you got the halfway up pullback and then the launch. That unfortunately may happen again here. I didn't take a huge position, so that may happen again. But this is one that fits into the theme of just the big are gonna crush it here. With iOS 14 changes, so scaled ad tech players are going to be in a very strong position as the smaller guys get consolidated or just forced to close their doors. Palantir, it's one I haven't looked in a while. Going daily here. That false breakout there, how disappointing. The good thing is this seems like strong support now. This 21 mark. I think I mentioned that before. So yeah, I mean, it looks fine. Very low risk position in my opinion. Palantir. So looking for this expansion up. Hopefully it's on the horizon here. Play the long game there. DH Horton, DHI. This is beautiful. They just beat as well, I believe yesterday. So home builders are strong across the board. You have them. You have Toll Brothers. I mean, just all of them. You have Pulte Homes. All the same. Just all-time highs. I don't know what the hell this is doing up here. But, yeah, looks really good. You can see this one's finding resistance at that upper line there. May come in a little bit, but yeah, they all look beautiful here. Pins, yeah, went through this. I'm holding this for hopefully, so we're gonna get that sympathy bounce tomorrow. Really want to see it get above this 75 mark before ER. That would be really nice. And then we can get probably strength into ER based upon what Snap put out today. And I guess Snap's management team wasn't lying. They made a public comment 2 quarters ago saying they were expecting 50% year-over-year growth for the next 3 years, and surely enough, crushed it today. So I had this drop almost down to a T. You can see it's holding. Oh, did the same mistake twice there. See, it's holding this level right here pretty well. So it looks good. So you have the primary resistance now right here. You have secondary resistance right here, and then you have the tertiary resistance right here, which it's through now. So this could potentially run up into this secondary resistance, but you're gonna need market strength. So I'm not gonna say it's gonna happen there, but you would look for this move up here before probably another rejection. So trades in line with Tesla, so just gotta keep our eyes on the broader market. Not entirely sure what it's gonna do, so just keeping a close eye. LAZR as his top, so rejected there at the short-term resistance. Like everything today that was trying to break out, obviously they couldn't let that happen. Classic. Biden is anti-gains. Anti-gains. But if that's what the people wanted, then so be it. So yeah, looking for this to break up here into these kind of next resistance points. Just gonna need some broader cooperation. Yeah, wow. Okay. I will yeah, let me look at I like to look at the inputs in these, so I'll look at this later and I'll post it in the chat for you and I'll tag you. But thank you for adding this to the list here. You can see if you connect. So that's where it's going right now, short term. Tough call if it's going to Academy Sports. Pretty much, I can, you throw any ticker, I'll probably know the company by now after how many charts I looked at. But you can see it's approaching that upper resistance line. Held this support, very nice. So looks very, very strong. ETHE Academy Sports is flagging. You can see it already. First thing that I saw there. There's your flag. Yeah, I mean, it's the same thing. Probably the same chart, to be honest. Okay, I'm not sure why that threw that over there. Now Dix is much better. Rightfully so. It's a better operator by a mile. So broke out of that. I think I had this going up to 90 short term when I posted that, so that's what you got. So that's kind of the resistance point there, but there's a lot of tailwinds here fundamentally, so would not be a shock to see this one up at 110. So going back to ASUS. Just need to see it hold 30, and then you're looking for a breakout above 31.5. So really, let me just go on the 4 hour. So essentially, yeah, 30 I would say is kind of the, yeah, it's right here. This is the lowest you want to see it go, 30. And you want to see it break up above this upper resistance right here. So keep a tight stop loss, and it looks good for at least a reversal play, and then potential breakout above this blue line right here. Fiver. So COVID runner. It is at very strong support here. So it broke through this primary resistance, and then it just got knocked with the broader market. So it's a fairly it's in kind of this megaphone here. But regardless, not really a megaphone. But it looks, I mean, it looks decent. There's resistance right here. At 245. When's earnings on this one? I mean, this is the thing. All these charts now are going to be kind of earnings based. So you just got to be careful. And then 280. So on these, you really just got to play earnings. You're not going to get, just based upon how the market's acting, you're not going to get like those huge just technical moves, in my opinion. But it's really just going to move off ER now, unfortunately. So fiber is definitely a good one. Still think trends are holding up strong. So I think this is probably a good one to play into earnings. Let's see what the sell side says here. May 6. $309. Wow. These are all old though. So sell side adjusts price targets like a drunken sailor. So wouldn't rely on them, but I just like to look at them for a guesstimate. So yeah, I would say probably a good one into ER. Alright, we're on an hour here. I'm going to wrap up. And I will get to all your chart requests tomorrow. I have a light day for my day job, so I'll primarily be doing chat tomorrow and seeing, hopefully seeing green. Ended today green, fortunately, but was much greener midday. So that is that. Have a good night, and I will catch you guys at, call it 8:30 tomorrow.